Right then. So as we discussed yesterday, all right, we obviously had, a few movements in the markets. Obviously got gold at all-time highs. That you just had to buy gold, and it's moved. How much has it moved? If you look from bottom to top, is probably close to 800 pips. Crazy. We are obviously at all-time high. This now becomes support. Will this break and then continue? Who knows? Dollar, we've obviously broke below. We broke back below the 99, but obviously we've broken above it. Um, so the other amazing one that I saw was oil, nearly 3%. Bad, crazy. So, closed the market Friday here, opened up here, and it's just continued. So that's obviously put a bit of strength into CAD. So that's obviously on the dollar. There's grade R pairs. We obviously went through the market list last night. So, remember routine is everything. You want to kind of gauge a bit of optimism, or a bit of an overview of obviously what is actually happening. So we want to look into this, have a see. Not a lot going on, but obviously we do have a yen holiday, potentially why yen is pretty weak. Plus we've got Canadian holiday too, Canadian Thanksgiving Day, so that's gonna weaken it ever so slightly because there won't be the direct traffic flowing into it. So yeah, let's wait and see. Let's now then, at any time, we want to grade our pairs here. So we've got yen is obviously the weakest. We've got strongest at the top. We've got AUD. Then we've got NZD, which, kind of how it should be, our commodity-based pairs. We then got US dollar. We've then got CAD. Everything's kind of building round. We then got GBP. Start again. GBP. We've then got Euro. And we've then, so GBP, Euro, and then we've got last but not least, Swiss and Yen. All right. Oh, everyone's entering now. JPY. There we go. Swiss and Yen. All right. And so this is our kind of strongest to weakest. Remember, like we always do, it's just routine this. Look at the bottom three and look at the top three. All right, very, very easy. So AUD, NZD, USD against Euro, Swiss, and Yen. So let's just have a look at against the US dollar. I did see Euro actually. So Euro has broken out. All right, we discussed lots of this yesterday. We discussed a nice rejection here. I actually like where this is right now and would be tempted to enter this because I think we should get a bit of Euro strength. Nice 1 to 2. So let's push the button on this. I do like it. We've obviously had our breakout here. So, we've broken out. Um, and we obviously had our overview. This was one of the pairs I went through last night. As you can see, the golden zone's holding. So yeah, this is one that I do like the look of here. So I'm going to enter this myself. I think we're going to get some dollar strength. I'm not sure what Donald Trump's overall plan is, but it seems to be working in regards to strengthening up the dollar. But I think that you know what, one thing that I think, sorry, I'm just patting these trades on. So one thing that I think that he is pretty good at, or one thing that he's realized is how much of a safe haven the dollar is. All right. And if he creates a bit of t turmoil, then it's going to, potentially boost the dollar because obviously, yes, it's always going to be cast as a safe haven, even in times of, yeah, like uncertainty. Everyone's going to drive towards it. Um, Obviously, there is nothing to change what is happening in regards to the current market conditions. So that is why I do think we're going to see some more dollar strength. Like I always say, week on week, just keep an eye on this bit here. So we've now got this here. So I don't know why that's gone a bit smaller, but there we go. We could also have a look at Euro AUD, and then potentially the AUD yen pairs. So let's have a look at Euro AUD. Yeah, I think I like this. I think that what I would like to see here is a potential break, retest, and then a continuation down to this level here. All right, that's what I would like to see from Euro, but it needs to break out. It needs to break out, and then we should see a bit of a pull to the downside, especially if we do get a slightly stronger dollar. Then this would be one that I'd be looking for here, but I'd want to break out because then we're gonna have, we're gonna be looking to be trading to the downside here. Let's just see what we're looking for here. Yeah, because you could call this as a abnormal, session here, potential equal high, but then continuing. But obviously, even if we were agreeing that a this is an uptrend here, you would still argue that you would want price to come back into about this area here, um, before it continues to the upside. So. I'd be happy with that. So let's we'll wait and see. But I'm going to put a note on this one too. Needs to break out before entry. All right. So it needs to break out clean, and then we can then look for an entry. So that would be another one. I want to look at USD JPY as well because that's obviously calling our name, but let me just add this one here. So let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look at USD JPY here. It's already broken out, really. I mean, we did highlight last night about this obviously area here, but you know what? I don't know anymore. I'm gonna get rid of that. I would say alternate. I would say rather than us worrying about the Londoner opening session, I'd worry about this range here because I think if you look at it here, this is the real daily opening range here, and I think that we could see a continuation to the upside now that we've broken out. We could come retest these. So, so if we do get lucky enough anywhere, I would imagine I'm going to put another box here. Anywhere I would imagine around this area here, and then I think we can look to buy up just up to these highs here. Let's not push it too hard. Just up to these highs. Nice 1 to 2. Yeah, nice trade that. Really nice trade. I'd be happy with that. So that'll be another one. Ooh, on the cards here. Oh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, there we go. Oh, has anyone watched that new Netflix series Monsters about Eddie Jean? I've started watching it, but I can't watch anymore. I actually find it a bit too disturbing. And yeah, so basically, I ended up doing a deep dive into his life yesterday. Yeah, and obviously read it all up, but it's pretty interesting how obviously lots of horror. movies and everything are obviously all based around him, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and yeah, Psycho and everything. But yeah, who's watched it in the chat? Eddie? Yeah, get me up all night. I just didn't. Do you know what? I've watched episodes one, two, three, and it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it. I just, yeah, I got where he killed the woman in the hardware store. Um, yeah, and then I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna look this up because I'm just gonna waste hours of my time else. So yeah, right. We've entered obviously few of these, so let's wait and see how we get on. So obviously USD JPY. Euro AED's got potential. We just need this breakout and Euro USD that we've entered. Is there anything else I would look at? I mean, you could look at USD Swiss potentially. We've been doing quite well with this one recently. So there would just have to be reasons why we've entered it. And I don't think there are at the moment. It's very, very tricky today because of Friday. Everything's technically in a downtrend, but I think it's going to trend to the upside. So, although you kind of know where it's heading, there's not enough confidence is there to take it. So, I'm not going to go over the top this morning. I'm going to slide into it early, and just, yeah, so we can relax and make sure. But you're at NZD. You're at NZD. I like the look of this one. If we were to say where would we want price to come into, it would have to be this one. This area here, is there enough of a trade there? If we broke out, is there enough of a trade there? I think there's plenty of a trade. Look at that. Perfect. I don't see why Euro NZD would not head here. I like the look of that. This will be our last one. Euro NZD. All right. I'll put a little tag on this one as well so everybody knows it needs to break through London open range support. There we go. Just like it is. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect, guys. So, what the overview of the market is today, right, is we've got obviously, safe haven flows in regards to gold, Aussie, NZD, and obviously, what is that gonna do? It's going to be anti euro because obviously euro is indirectly correlated. So it's always quite interesting to break down everything as it happens. Understand the whole kind of market outlook like we do every single morning. And yeah, we can obviously then start to start to yeah, kind of understand what is overall happening here, So you always want to get into a nice routine. This is why I go live, so obviously you guys can, watch me, watch how I'm gonna, select my pairs, watch how I'm gonna, break down the markets in a particular way, and then hopefully you guys can capitalize on that too. So yeah, just obviously make sure that we are, you're obviously doing the same thing, and yeah, and then you obviously won't go far wrong at all. But you're always going to pick up little gems, logging on, and even if you can't log on, make sure you watch the recordings, yeah, because it's going to really, really help you. So yeah, right. Have a good one, and we'll obviously let everyone know how we get on this morning. And yeah, let's make sure we smash it, guys. Have a good one.